What can art do when horror comes calling? Little is known about the town of Terezin, situated in the Czech Republic, about 40 miles from Prague. The town now relies on its economy to a very significant event that took place in the 40s. In 1780, Joseph II of Bohemia ordered the erection of a fortress which was meant to stop Prussian troops invading. This now stands as a memorial to what happened there between 1940 and 1945. Because the area, known as the Sudetenland, had a high population of ethnic Germans, Germany assigned the Gestapo to adapt the fortress as a ghetto and concentration camp, known as Theresienstadt. It held mainly Jews from Czechoslovakia. However, tens of thousands were also deported from other countries. More than 150,000 Jews were held there, including 15,000 children. In December 1942, things changed for these children. Friedel Dicker Brandeis, who was an art teacher, was deported to Theresienstadt. She filled her meagre luggage allowance not with clothes, but with art materials, and would become art mother to the children. They were transported to a different world, and Friedel was able to give them hope and pleasure. Art was their temporary salvation. An expected Red Cross visit had the Nazis drastically reducing numbers to give the impression of comfortable living by sending inmates to extermination camps. They spruced up a few areas which were never used by the internees, and as the camp had large numbers of musicians and other artists, they were used to present Theresienstadt to outsiders as a model Jewish internment camp by putting on an opera and other shows. Again, art being a respite. Nearly half of the camp were deported to Auschwitz and other extermination camps. Around 30% died in the ghetto. This was mostly due to the appalling conditions arising out of extreme overcrowding, malnutrition and disease, or they were shot on the wall of death. There was no water system, and a number of wells were contaminated in a short time, causing typhoid fever. At the end of the war, only 10% survived. On the outskirts of Terezin stands the Jewish cemetery and crematorium, built by the ghetto prisoners by order of the SS commanders. This became necessary because large numbers of prisoners were dying due to conditions imposed. It housed an autopsy room, and the central part of the facility comprised of 4 oil-powered incinerators. The front section served as a space for unloading the corpses, which were then placed in the incinerators. Corpses resting only on a board, as the coffins were to be used again. It was grueling work for the ghetto prisoners, who were forced to work there. Terezin Museum hold many pieces of work and publications from the musicians and writers who died in the camp. Friedel, the art teacher, died in Auschwitz, but after the war, 2 suitcases hidden by her were found in the camp. They contained over 4,000 pieces of the children's art, which are now on display in the museum. And it's these walls of memory which represents a poignant piece of World War II history, giving Friedel's love of art a meaning which still lives on.